Hello, Mrs. McDiffett's third grade embryology scientist. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing good. I know I was really sad taking incubators out of your classrooms, but I'm so excited that we get to do lesson 3 and 4 together online. So this is a recording in my home. I'm at the bottom of my stairwell and it is dark outside because I wanted to make sure that when we candled today that you would be able to see what we're looking for. So what do you all remember from last week? All right, well, I hope some of your answers are that you learned about the winners, the quitters, and the yolkers, and hopefully you can grab this sheet. And then after we candled the eggs, we learned how the engineers helped the scientists build a candler to see inside the eggs. Then we candled the eggs and we charted. So we have farm A and farm B chart. And then we also had 3 yolkers. So today we're going to candle the eggs again, and we're also going to prepare a home for the chicks once they start hatching next week. And we're going to talk about what they will need outside of their shell when they're living out in the real world like all of us. Anyway, today when we candle, we're going to be looking for a couple different things. The air sac on the bottom, the fat bottom, if you remember that air cell or air sac is going to be much bigger. It'll actually be much bigger. And there'll be a bigger shadow inside because that embryo is growing and getting bigger. But we'll also hopefully be able to see red pumping veins. I don't know if the quality of my video will be able to show you that or not, but maybe if we look really closely, we'll see the chick or the shadow embryo moving inside. So really quick, what we're going to do is talk about what's happening with the embryo right now. I came on Thursday, March 3rd, and that's the first day the egg was in the incubator. And when I came back on my second visit, it was Monday, March 9th. Well, today is Thursday, March 19th. So if we count from the very beginning, we'll start with 1. Day 1 is March 3rd. So March 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Remember, we're on day 19, right? So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So if you look on your chart, we're at day 17. And on day 17, the amniotic fluid decreases and the head is between the legs. And you can read from all the other days that have happened since the 9th to the 19th, so the last 10 days. Some of the other things that have happened, we'll just go through a couple of them, is their tummy or their gut is starting to draw inside their abdominal cavity or into like where your belly button would be. It's starting to go inside. And on day 14, the embryo turns its head towards the fat bottom or the large end of the egg, so that on day 21, when it's ready to come out of its shell, it can pop that air cell like a bubble gum and breathe that air for that first time while it's trying to use its egg tooth to hatch out of the egg shell. So it's really important the last few days before the embryo hatches that it's very still. So probably Saturday, I'm going to go ahead and remove the black turner. I'll show you your eggs really quick. So remember that black turner that turns the eggs, rocks it every once in a while so that the embryo doesn't get stuck. So I'm probably going to remove that on Saturday, and the eggs will just be on the white plastic squares. Before we candle these eggs, you might have a question. So when the eggs are hatching, is it okay to help a chick out of its eggshell? Absolutely not. You do not want to help an egg when it's hatching, and that's because when it's working its way out of the eggshell, the muscles are growing and getting bigger, and then that gut is still going into the abdominal cavity, or his tummy's going in through his, like his belly button area. And we don't want to disrupt that. We want to make sure that gets in there correctly, and then it gets the muscles strong and builds them up. So when it's completely hatched, it's able to walk around, get its water, get its food, and be able to thrive, or just live, okay? So anyways, I do want to explain something really quick. When I opened your incubator, there was a sense, okay? Now, I could feel with my hands the eggs were warm, but I also use my sense of smell to notice that it has kind of a funky odor, okay, or a stinky odor, sulfuric. So what has happened is one of the eggs has actually started oozing. I'm gonna pick it up with Kleenexes because I did earlier, and it kind of left a smell on my hand. So this egg, I am probably not going to crack on a plate because I do not want it stinking up my home. I'll crack it outside tomorrow and try to show you. So it'll be a separate video. But do you see that stuff oozing out of the top? Well, if you all remember, there was something called a shell membrane that surrounded the inside of a shell. And what's happened is that shell membrane has actually somehow got damaged, and bacteria has gotten inside, and the embryo inside is dead. And I will show you that really quick with the candler. So pause for a minute here. Let me wipe it off. It is kind of gross, but that is science, and that is okay. I don't know how well we'll be able to see this one. We're gonna not do that anymore. I'll just crack it open tomorrow outside and send you that video. Okay, however, we are going to have to chart and make sure what is left in our incubator is still either a winner, a quitter, or a yoker. But wait, will we find any yokers today? Remember, a yoker is an egg that was never fertilized. Father rooster was never with mother hen. So do you think we took care of those all when I visited last week? Yes, the answer is yes. There should not be any yokers today. The only possibility we will have are winners or quitters. And we know we already have one quitter, okay? So we are going to turn off the light, and we're going to go one egg at a time to see if they're winners or quitters. All right, so here's a white egg. And if you notice, trying to block that glare there, that the fat bottom has the air cell, and it's much bigger. I'm trying to find the best view for all of you guys. Okay, so you'll see that there's a big shadow. And remember, scientists, what we're looking for is a big shadow inside where my fingers are. And we're looking for a larger air cell at the fat bottom, which is that really, really bright stuff. And then I don't know if you'll be able to see the red pumping veins, but I can see them. These eggs are getting a little chilly, so I might start moving quick. Okay, so that's what do you think it is? We saw a shadow. The fat bottom has a big air cell, and there's red pumping veins. If you said winner, you're correct. All right, here we go again. Do we have a large shadow? Okay, this is farm A, and a big air cell at the bottom, and there is some red pumping veins. So is this a winner or a quitter? Winner, very good. All right. This is farm B. It is a green egg. It's a little harder to see. And does the egg have a big shadow? Does the egg have an air cell at the fat bottom? Absolutely, and it's getting bigger. These eggs are getting lighter because the air cell is getting bigger and there's less fluid inside. And there's red pumping veins. So is it a winner or a quitter? Winner, very good. Okay. Let's see, here's a farm A. All right, oops, sorry guys. It's too busy looking inside. Okay, there we go. You actually might see the red vein down there. So it has a red vein and there's a big shadow and the air sacs at the bottom. So is this a winner or a quitter? Winner, very good. It has everything we're looking for. All right, here's a light brown egg. This one has a big shadow. I see red veins, and I see an air sac or an air cell at the bottom. Is it a winner or a quitter? And remember, scientists, a quitter is going to have a big red circle. If you look at the top of your sheet from what we charted last week, you'll see that it has a big circle. It no longer has lines. All right, so here's the farm A. And this has a nice shadow and red pumping veins and an air cell at the fat bottom. So what is this one? Correct, it's a winner. All right, gotta remember where I'm grabbing these from. Here is a farm A. All right, I see. What do you see, scientist? If you say red veins and a shadow and an air sac or an air cell at the bottom, and you're calling it a winner, you are correct. All right. Here is a farm B. Oh, this is a green one, so it's really dark. So you'll notice that the air cell, we can still see it. It's a little darker. And then the shadow of the chick is also a lot darker. And I cannot really see any red veins, but because there's such a nice shadow, we're gonna call it a winner. Yes. All right. Here's an A. All right. And I can see red pumping veins and a big shadow and a nice air cell at the fat bottom. So what do you suppose this is? If you said winner, you're correct. All right. There's a brown egg, so it's farm what? B, correct. Nice big shadow, a nice healthy air cell at the bottom, and you can tell it's a different color with the brown eggshell. And a big shadow, so we're gonna call it a winner. Very nice. Okay. And I see where that egg was leaking. I may have to wipe that up before I turn the incubator back on. All right, so here's a brown egg. Uh-oh. Okay, so this brown egg there's something else going on in here. There is not as big of a shadow, okay? There's actually quite a bit of bright light. Can you scientists see how it's really light or bright and then you have a shadow? So that embryo has quit, all right? If you said this was a quitter, you're correct. It has stopped growing, and because this one is not oozing, I will crack it open and show you. Let's see. I think we have another brown one here. And remember, we're looking for a big shadow. Do you see how this one is shadowed all the way across as I slowly turn it? We still have that nice fat bottom air cell. You probably can't see the red pumping veins, but I can. So we're gonna call it a what? Winner. Very good. And 3 more. We have 2 farm A, and here's our farm A. All right, scientists, what do we think we have here? Nice big shadow all the way across. Oh, you can kind of see a red vein down in here. And a big air cell, so it's a winner. Very nice. Okay, our last farm A egg. And all right, it has a nice big shadow. Now it does get a little light there. I think it's just the way the chick is, or the embryo is laying inside, but I still see red pumping veins. And so we are definitely gonna call this one a winner. And our last one is farm B. Oh, now we have a Q on this one. So we must have thought it was a quitter. And okay, yeah, it is definitely a quitter because the yolk is really kind of oblong here. It's no longer maybe kept together by the vitelline membrane, which surrounds the yolk. So we'll crack this one open. Okay, so scientists, really quick, before we crack eggs, let's get our chart out. Woo. And we are going to chart our eggs. I have on my plate here, I'll show you really quick. We have 3 brown eggs. And if you remember, our brown eggs were from farm A or farm B? Farm B, that's correct. So hopefully you have 2 different colors. I forgot to ask you to do that earlier. If not, you can pause the video and find your colors, okay? So here we used yellow for farm A, and we had how many farm A eggs? 9. And are there any farm A white eggs on the plate? No. So we're gonna shade yellow to 9 again, okay? I'll do that super quick. And I wanna tell you, scientists, that egg right now is smelling really pretty badly. I am so ready to get rid of it. Okay, so now farm B, we had how many farm B eggs on that plate? 3. So we are going to go to the quitter side, and we're in week 3. So on week 3, we're going to color 1, 2, and 3 with green. I'll do that really quick and show you. All right, so do you see how under quitter, we've colored 3 green? All right, so if we have 3 green over here, but last week we had how many green? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay. So now we only color how many greens on winners? 4, very good. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, that's fine. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 on our winner's side. All right, very good, scientists. So really quick, I am going to crack the 2 eggs open. I'm gonna put Stinky in the incubator though, so he's out of the way. Yuck. All right, I am going to put something down on my step to kind of secure it. Okay, we're gonna start with the one we marked Q, as in we thought it was a quitter, but we put it back in the incubator because we didn't want to break it open without knowing for sure that it was growing. Now, I'm being a little careful when I crack this egg open because I actually have had a rotten egg explode on me before, that the hens, my mother hens were laying on in the hen house, and it was pretty gross. All right, so I have egg on my hand, so I'm really carefully going to try to show you here. Nope, let's see here. I'm gonna break the second one open. I'm being careful. Oh, okay, that's a good one. Okay, so I should have grabbed some wipies. That was my fault. I didn't think of that. All right, so here we have, sorry students, I'm trying to figure out how to do this best. Okay, so here we have, hopefully you can see it. So this right here was the embryo. The quitter, okay, so the quitter pretty much is right here. There wasn't any blood in it, so it could have been a yoker, but we have already marked it as a quitter, so we're gonna leave it in the quitter, okay? So that's that cue right here. Now this other one we opened, you'll see the embryo started growing and developing, but for some reason, and we don't know the reason, for some reason it did quit. And so that is what it looks like. Now, if you guys have any questions, maybe we'll try to figure out a way that you can email me questions or email your teacher questions, and then maybe I can respond somehow if you're really, really curious. All right, so the next video will be of how to prepare the chicks for when they hatch next week. And otherwise, it was great candling with you scientists again, and I look forward to visiting with you next week once the chicks have hatched. See you later.